So now that we have this, assuming your character doesn't have one eye you want to actually duplicate. We don't have the time to create this all over again, so let's try duplicating. So what I just want to make sure everything is connected with one node, not two. So I'm gonna create a new icon. I'll copy this. I'm gonna place it here so that everything is connected to one node. I don't want to. So I'm gonna Control G. So now that we have this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select copy. This time I'm not just gonna paste. I'm gonna paste special. That is Control plus B. It's gonna open up this pop-up dialog, right? So what I usually do is I leave everything here. The only thing I change will be these. So I'm gonna create new columns like reuse existing elements. So the reason why we're using this is we might animate the eyes differently from each other, right? And we don't want it to be kind of a clone. So we want it to stand separately. So now that we have this, I select this and I'm just gonna drag it away, right? So we have it here. If I should press R, it resets everything to where we created it, right? So if I press R on this, it's gonna reset. And maybe that's not what we want. As we are working, we want it to be in that position. So what we are going to do is create a static comp, right? A static transformation comp, right? So I'm gonna put this in. Then I'm gonna put this back. I'll put our static comp in. Then I'm gonna move it to the position that we want. And I'll come in and I'll tell it to bake immediate parent transformation. Right? Click on that. You might say, oh, it has moved, blah blah blah, but it hasn't. All I need to do is press R and it's gonna go back to where we set it initially, right? So now I'm just gonna put in my pivot to where I think I'm okay. And now we have two separate eyes that work independently of each other. Good. So let us create something for the roundness of the head since we are not making anything complicated. So I'm gonna create the head. This is in the right way to do it. Head created. Let us now start doing some recording for the master controller, right? Let me first of all create a peg for everything. So let's say we're gonna create a peg for everything. So that'll be there. Let's use this as a master. Right. So now I have this. So everything is connected to this. So once I click this, I can drag everything along. I'm gonna place this somewhere I'm comfortable with. Now once I pick this, I can move everything along, right? Okay, so let me just reduce the size. We don't need it to be that big. Alright, so that's what we have here. Alright, so what we are going to do, we're just going to record the action that we want the character to turn. The previous head turn that we saw. I need the eyes to move together at some point. So I'm going to create a peg for the eyes alone, right? We have this. So I'm going to make this the eyes master, which is connected to this, right? So once I click on this, it moves everything. Right. So this is our first animation. I'm gonna skew this a little bit so that it looks. Alright, so as I've done and I've created a keyframe, I'll go to the next. I'm gonna reset everything. I'm just gonna turn on my onion skin so I can see where the previous action was. I'm gonna move it a little bit closer. Next frame. And as you can see, there's nothing here, so we have to extend the exposure. So I can click in over here, press F5, and it gives me the option to extend the exposure. I just need it to extend it to, let's say, 10. So I'm gonna click on 10. So it's going to extend the amount of time this is going to show. So we've done the first one, we've done the second one, let's go to the third. So now that we have it here, we continue to get to the other side. I want us to do it the manual way so we can actually get it. So I'm just going to continue. You just need something simple like this. So now that this is done, all we need to do is we're just gonna have to select everything here, come to our master control options here. If you don't have it, just right click anywhere on the toolbox here and select, make sure this is checked. Select everything, you select the slider wizard icon here, which is this. It's gonna have this pop up. So what I need to do is let's put in this. I'm gonna select everything that I want the slider to affect, right? Then I'm gonna click add notes. It's going to add the notes, right? I always set this to automatically filter out attributes. It's not everything that Toonboom needs. It's gonna filter out some stuff that it doesn't need. Make sure this horizontal layout is highlighted because we want it in that horizontal line. So I'm gonna create something, a name for it. So let's say head, right? But usually before I do this, I like to create a different composite just for my master controller. So to create a composite, as we all know, Control H, I'm gonna name it master controller. We have it here. So I'm gonna plug it down. So we're gonna do the same as we did. Open this up, select everything that we need, click on add if that's already filtered out anything it doesn't need. Then I'm gonna name the controller, so let's say head turn. Then I'm gonna click on create. So it's gonna ask me which composite I want it to attach to. I'm gonna select the composite I want. So now it's gonna save it in the script. You can save it with whatever name you want. I click on save. So now that's what we have. This is the script itself. I'm gonna create a peg for it. And it's right here. You can move it. I'm turning off my animation because I don't need that thing to be animated. Alright. So now let me just move my playhead outside the scope that we created. Right. So I'm just gonna extend the frame a little bit. I'm just gonna extend the frame a little bit, let's say 15. Alright. So I'll move it here. Alright. So whatever I do affects. So now as you can see it has recorded. So I can actually animate. So let's seal this up and see how we can animate with this. So assuming you have the whole timeline here, you want the character to turn from left to right. So assuming our animation starts from here, and I'm just going to extend it enough to has a 40. So let's say I extend the exposure to 50. I make sure my animation is set. And the first keyframe, let's say I want it to fit in here. As you can see, I have my keyframe set here. So at the end of, let's say 20, I want my animation to face this way. And just like that, we just created a simple, easy master controller slider.